Are you ready then?
Yep.
Um,
And just remember since thumbs off. Just pay them.
Right. Roll call, yes. I will do roll call. Marty?
Present.
Here. Gary, Eric,
Present.
Sally Ricciardi, present. Tony Mayfield,
I'm present.
here.
Here.
Yeah, Karen is here. Want to stand for the pledge of allegiance? Pledge of allegiance to the flag
The United States of America. And to the
The
republic,
republic for which it stands.
under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
The next item on the agenda is reorganization of the CRC. I would like to nominate Marty, Mr. Munn as president for this upcoming year. Do I have a second?
Second,
Okay. Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
We have to go roll call. So, Marty,
Aye.
Gary,
Nay.
Sally, aye. Tony?
aye.
Four. 3 to, and 1 nay.
3 and 1 nay. A good friend.
Have a motion for a nomination for vice
I'd
president.
like to nominate Sally Ricciardi as vice president.
Do I have a second?
A second,
Tony seconds. Marty?
Yay. Yes. Yay.
Sally, yay.
Find the agenda. I
Tony?
want to share with you.
yes, yay.
Secretary. I don't mind doing it until we have a full board. Maybe we can talk the new member into becoming secretary. Since I know that Tony's going to be in and out of town and Gary's
Yeah.
thrilled with doing it another year. Is there any objection to my going in during minutes?
No. Nope.
No objection, no.
I didn't think there would be. At this time, I guess I should mention that the meeting's being recorded on Microsoft Teams, and participation in the meeting is consent to be recorded and to the rebroadcast of the recorded meeting. The recorded meeting will be posted on Culver's YouTube site. And for everyone in the building and online, please turn off or mute your cell phones during the meeting. Do I have a motion to approve minutes from January 16th, 2000? Oh,
Oh, no, we're fine for this meeting, maybe next meeting, right?
well, you can do it.
But I can lead the discussion, right?
Yeah.
Right, so the next thing on the agenda would be the approval of the minutes from the January meeting.
Correct.
As amended, I should say.
Yeah.
So do I have a motion to approve those amended minutes?
So move,
I'll second.
Moved by Mr. Mayfield and seconded by Ms. Ricciardi. All in favor?
aye.
Yeah, we got to go roll call.
Oh, we got a roll call. All right, so let's do
I
a roll
will
call.
do the roll
Oh,
call.
thank
Tony,
you.
Aye.
Marty,
Aye.
Gary Peck,
Aye.
Sally, aye. Passes 5-0 or 4-0.
Next on the agenda is the town manager report.
All right.
Jenny, please.
I put a short report before you because I wasn't intending on being here tonight, but my plans changed, so I'm here. And the first thing I want to cover, skips to page 2, that is the broadband fiber agreement. The town council has approved of the SURF agreement. I wanted to have, I know that you all have already agreed to pay the investment in our fiber, but I wanted to have both boards sign it so that, you know, we all are owning this project with the town of Culver. And just so you know, they are ready to get started. You're going to see some signs going up. We've already had some on the West Shore start going up. We're going to be marking for utilities, locates, way. I have the signed agreement from the town council. I think I've sent you all this contract agreement twice now, probably in its final format. Jim Clevenger, our attorney, has reviewed it multiple times. We've done some back and forth with SURF. So if I can get you all to agree to sign, it will go on to SURF for signature, and then we'll have one on file. So that is that.
Thank you. Do we need a motion to approve signing this agreement, or?
I believe so, because I know you've already approved the payment, but I think approving the contract as it reads would be appropriate.
Okay. And did you get any feedback from the agreement as it was circulated to us?
Nothing
Any
new
changes
from you guys.
recommended? Let me put
Yeah.
it that way. Okay, good.
No.
All right. Well, then let's entertain a motion to sign the agreement.
I move that we take the motion or take the agreement as is and that we sign it with the amendments that were approved.
All right.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, second by Mr. Perrick. Roll call, please.
Tony,
Aye.
Marty. Aye.
Gary,
Aye.
Sally, aye. Motion passed.
Motion passes.
Great.
We're nothing.
Once you've signed that copy, it can go to Karen.
Okay.
Then next on my agenda is for the READI grant. I sent you all a copy of priority project resources that Shannon McLeod, who has administered other federal grants for us. The way that READI works is similar to the Okra grants in that you can hire a grant administrator, which I'm highly recommending. Since you all are providing the match, I wanted to bring this to you. You can use match dollars to pay for grant administration, which I'd like to do it that way so that we don't have to go through procurement of the grant administrator. We have strong preference for Shannon's expertise in this area. She has worked on READI grants in addition to multiple Okra grants for us, but when you look at the agreement that I sent you guys, you're going to see grant administration, and there's an environmental section and a labor section. Most federal grants require environmental releases. Shannon does that. This may or may not have to follow labor standard. There'll be some labor standard federal guidelines. Usually you have to be concerned about Davis-Bacon wages, but for these ARPA funds, that I believe is typically if the project exceeds 50 million, none of the South Bend Elkhart regional projects exceed that to my knowledge. So I don't think that is going to be a concern. But where there are labor standard guidelines that they have to follow, Shannon will be charged with ensuring that we follow those guidelines. The budgets that get created with these grants, they follow the federal dollars along with the matching dollars and then the private dollars. So work very similarly to regional cities that we did with the paddocks, or actually Sandhill Farm, sorry, not the paddocks, and work similarly to an Okra grant. So this agreement would have her oversee that process for us. And I think even even if I were not leaving town as town manager, I would still be asking to hire Shannon Services to oversee this grant. So that proposal is before you. I believe the total lump sum of the contract amount is $55,000. And that includes the environmental and labor standards as well. Right now, you would be authorizing Mark to sign the agreement. And then Karen Heim would be the attesting clerk treasurer. And then Shannon would come in and work with the RDA that disseminates these funds to get agreements in place between us and the IEPC, RDA, and we would start working with her.
The closeout of this grant would occur when? I was confused as to, is it when the infrastructure is in place or when the phase one is complete?
Yeah, well, with all of the federal dollars, once you're done with the projects, so in our case, utilities infrastructure, when those dollars are spent, match dollars are spent, the private dollars are also involved though. So they'll go through a closeout just like you would an Okra grant. Anything that we do with federal dollars will have to be procured. So if those dollars are paying for a water sewer line, or, it'll be very specific to utilities or infrastructure. Shannon will also oversee the labor of that. So usually your grant administrator has to come on site, check payroll. She will also go through the procurement process with you. It'll go out to sealed bids. There's guidelines on how long they have to advertise those bids. But after the work is done and the town says the work is done, whoever is involved on the construction side of it, we would be approving all of that. And then you'll go through a formal structure of closing out. And usually with federal grants, there's also annual reporting after the grant closes out. So for example, even the COVID grants that came out in the last couple of years, we had to do annual reporting on. And I think typically, like with an Okra grant, there's 2 different annual reports. We do them for a couple of years. So even though you've closed it out, Shannon would be producing those reports. And with the closing, they usually go through all of the payroll and the contracts and make sure everything got executed per contract, et cetera. It's a pretty complicated process. And the federal grants have numerous, there's a lot of paperwork involved.
Would you expect the closeout to take place before the last unit in phase one is completed?
You mean before all the houses go up?
Yeah. So is it once the infrastructure is in place, or is it when the?
Yeah, it's more likely once the infrastructure is in place, Marty, whatever those dollars are spent on. But you could potentially have 50 of the homes up. It just depends on. And that's a good question because, like, because we're specific to utilities and infrastructure, it'll be the construction of those that will go to
Right.
and we may have to ask Shannon about that because ours is tied to phase one of that development.
Right.
So, there may be hookups. Who knows?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
The dollars do have to be, there is a timeline that READI is required. They have to be spent by, which I believe is the end of 2026. So. And with Okra, I think if this were an Okra grant, you have a year that you can extend to like 18 months. So I'm sure this being a federal grant, this timeline associated with it. In that, you get 4 to 5 years.
Any questions for Jenny relative to the contract? Priority project resources?
I don't have any.
Tony?
Well, no, it just sounds like it's obviously very needed. And I guess a wise step, obviously, to have someone with that background and skill to move through these different stages. So, no.
Then I guess we get a motion to approve the contract.
I'll make a motion to approve the sort of contract.
Or the,
Ready.
the
I'm sorry.
Priority
The
project.
priority project.
Priority project.
Resources, Shannon McLeod's grant administration proposal.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Mayfield. Roll call, please.
Tony Mayfield,
Aye.
Marty Oosterbaum,
Aye.
Gary Perry, aye. Sally Ricciardi, aye.
Okay, I will put that in front of Marty for signature.
Okay.
That one can also go to Karen, by the way, and we'll scan that and get it back to Shannon.
Okay.
The only other thing I have on here is the Crossroads Culver team that's been working on the Culver comp plan. That is ongoing work. We are getting nearing the stage of starting to write the plan though, and I have a couple of deadlines to meet before I leave for some of the narrative for that plan. And then finally, the Regional Stellar Park project. As you guys have seen, that one's been under construction a while. And if this weather lasts, we may get back to work on it. That's it.
Thanks, Jenny. All right, next on the agenda is financial report.
Should have gotten the dashboard as well as the January financial report. I've not finished reconciling January for the town as a whole, but I'm 99% sure that what you all have is correct. So I don't mind if you want to wait until next month when I'm completed the town's reconciliation. And hopefully I'll have everywhere for you as well.
Okay. Fair enough.
Sounds fine to me.
Okay, good. Thank you. Old business. Approval of claims.
Make the motion that we approve the claims.
All right.
Second.
Claims.
Make a motion to approve the claims. That we signed the claims.
All right, so.
Second.
And seconded by Mr. Mayfield. We're gonna get good at this before this is over, I promise. All right, roll call, please.
Tony Mayfield,
Aye.
Marty Oosterbaum,
Aye.
Gary Perry, aye. Sally Ricciardi, aye.
All right, motion passes 4-0. Unanimously. All right, under the new business is the SERP contract and the grant administration. So I think we've covered the new business. Would you all agree with that?
I would.
Yes.
Well, then let's open it up for public input. Do we have any public input today?
Just a question, how much is the contract with Shannon?
Oh, sorry. I thought Jenny had mentioned that.
55,000.
55,000. Answer. Did you hear the answer? 55,000?
Yeah,
Yeah. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Well, it says his hand up on mine.
Oh, okay. Well, let's exhaust the room first.
I'm here, but Tom can go if it's short.
Well, go ahead, Amber,
Okay.
since you're here.
Okay, I'm just giving an update on all things visitor center. The funds that you guys provide us with for some projects. I have some updates on those. If you haven't seen them yet, these are they're done, the 2023 Culver event magnets. I've distributed them pretty much everywhere. They're just in my car, so every time I go somewhere. If anybody wants them, I have them here. Other than that, other updates, the videographer, so that project, he was here over Winterfest, so that was a lot of fun. He's a great guy. Captured a lot of stuff. He's coming back in the summer because I want him to capture Culver year round. So we're still moving forward with the town-wide promo video. And then Indiana Hannah, she was here during Winterfest as well. So she did a lot of social media push on her Instagram, wrote a blog post, and then she hasn't finished all her video package. She still has to do like a TikTok videos and whatnot, but it's kind of fun to see them in action. So, and then still working on the brochures. So I don't know if you've had a chance to see the old ones, but they kind of open up to like a map of Culver. So this is what's holding me back, the map. Who knew it was so complicated? But I'm working with, I had one, I thought it was updated, I printed it off, but I noticed mistakes. So I'll be hanging on to that. But as soon as we're done with those, we'll be distributing tons and tons of maps all around. And then in case you haven't heard, the visitor center is in the process of hiring an event coordinator to manage all of our events so that there's consistency and we're just better able to run these events so that they're very clear, organized, and so that we can promote them a little bit better. We hosted interviews last Monday, so we're hoping we'll have someone in place in that position by the end of this week. Is there something I think? Any questions?
Amber, when did you say you thought you'd have that position filled by the end of the week?
Yeah, we have
Okay.
a board meeting tomorrow, so we're gonna discuss the interviews tomorrow at our board meeting, and then ideally we'll have somebody, an offer out there by the end of this week,
Okay.
and hopefully an acceptance as well, along with them. Thank you.
That's great. Thanks, Amber. Any other questions from the room?
Hello.
Go to online. No, we know you're there, Tom. Okay.
Oh,
You're up.
okay. I'm sorry, am I up?
You're up, Tom. Thank you.
This is Tom Uhas. I live at 430 State Street. I watched as the town council appointed 5 CRC members for this upcoming 2023 year. However, I only see 4 names printed on the bottom of the agenda and only 3 people present, 1 remote at tonight's meeting. I wonder, why is that?
There was an objection brought by a citizen stating that she had not been a resident for a year, and the applications that were picked up at the office said that you had to be a resident for 1 year. I believe hers was given to her by someone else and didn't have that stipulation. There's no legal stipulation that I know of for a CRC member to have to be a resident for 1 year, just that they have to be a resident of the jurisdiction they're serving. So in talking with the attorney, our previous president from last year stated that, or the president of the town council rather, said the attorney thought that it would be appropriate to just wait until April when she became a legal resident of Culver.
Okay, because that's changed. When I was appointed in 2014, I had not been a legal resident for a year. And I wonder if there's been a change in state statute, but you're telling me that this isn't even state statute, so
No,
I
it was-
don't understand.
Tom, it's a communications thing. Some of the positions, all of the requests for applications for all open commissions, boards went out at the same time. Some do have a residency requirement and some don't. The CRC does not, but because it was lumped in with all of them, suggesting that there was a residency requirement, we thought better to view this particular appointment in view of a residency requirement, even though technically there isn't one, and just wait until April.
Well, I don't think that's right, but that's my opinion. So thank you for your time.
There may be others in agreement with you, but or it's the consensus view, I guess.
Well, it sounds like it was the opinion of the attorney, not the consensus.
Well, consistent with the attorney's opinion, yes.
I just don't know why I got on and that wasn't brought up then.
Well, because it wasn't a requirement then, Tom, and it's not a requirement now.
You answered your own question.
Anything else online?
Hi, this is Tracy. Can you hear me?
Sure.
This is Tracy Fox, North Shore Lane. One, I just want to say thank you, Amber, for all you're doing with the Visitor Center. Doing a great job, and it's a pleasure to work with you on that. And really looking forward to the activity director position as well. The other thing I wanted to mention to the CRC, because you all graciously funded the phase 2, or will be funding phase 2 of our N-Focus Make Culver Home initiative. And we have met with N-Focus, the folks that are going to be leading the effort, and they are actually coming to Culver on Thursday to really officially kick off the research. So they hopefully will be attending the Culver Crossroads meeting as well. But certainly feel free to reach out to me or Don, Marty, Rich, Amber, if you have any questions about that. If you'd like to be more involved in the study itself and the research, definitely reach out to us. But thanks again for seeing that as a priority.
Thank you, Tracy. Anything else from the Ethernet? All right. Hearing none, we'll go to public or member input. I'll start with you, Sally.
I don't have anything at this time.
Mr. Parent.
So Karen, I was looking at the certificate of appointment and it says commencing January 22 and ending December. And it also says February 202 bottom. So I just want to make sure I'm official.
You're official, you took sworn at, so.
That may be just mine. Oh, no.
I do these in bulk and trying to get it done.
Okay.
Right. This one, right? You're official.
Oh, good.
I think it depended on who appointed you.
Sally, neither of these is signed, so I don't think Karen's going to get stuff.
Or you just.
Well, they don't need to be signed since there's.
Oh, she wants to correct them. Oh, I see.
I will
Yours,
fix them.
yours are not. Yours.
Yeah. That's right, yeah.
Can dock my-
Weird. Okay. You got that?
Yeah. It's
Oh,
special.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Don't forget.
No, I haven't. So, Eric, Karen,
I'm good.
Mr. Mayfield.
No, nothing, nothing here. Thank you.
All right, well, I'll just say I appreciate the confidence that you're placing in me. I'll try not to drive the car off the road. I may dent a fender or two along the way, but hope to promote a growth agenda that thoughtful growth, right? But that promotes the health of the community, well-being, safety of the community. And that'll be my goal. And I expect that we'll have disagreements along the way, and we'll work through those. A North Star in the Culver Crossroads work and the goals that are coming out of these committees, and a lot of great projects that are being laid out as important components for what we envision Culver to be. going forward. And certainly we've got a critical role in that. And I hope that we'll take a proactive role in helping the town achieve some of its vision on the next year and beyond. So thank you.
I'm sure you'll do a great job, Marty.
Oh, thanks, Tony. Appreciate that. All right. Any other input? Going once, twice, three times. All right. For that, then we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, sorry, you know what? Let's change the minutes and give it to Tony. Okay.
Tony.
Seconded by, yeah,
All right.
he may have a delay from Florida. Right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Roll call, please.
Tony Mayfield,
Yes, I.
Marty.
I agree. Yeah. Yes.
Eric,
Aye.
Sally Vittori, aye.
And with that, we are adjourned. Thank you.
That's it, huh? Okay.